pivot pin, detent spring, and my detent. Now, I'm going to use the front pivot pin install tool from Real Avid Master Armor's kit. In a previous video I showed this, now you're going to see how it's used. So the first thing, I'm going to drop the spring in the hole. Spring's in the hole. You got your two pivot pin arms. This goes right in between them. Right in between them. Line your holes up at the top. I'm going to hold this with my legs for a second. Slide this pin through the opposite side until you line the holes up. Once you get it through, maybe. Alright, once that's through, your holes are lined up. Take your pivot, or your detent pin, sorry. Drop that in. Now it's holding everything in place. This, depress it, and now you're going to rotate. Now you rotated upward. You can pull this out. Now this pin here is holding your detent down. Take your pivot pin and you're just going to follow it through and you're going to push it out at the same time. You're going to push this end out using your front pivot pin. And if done correctly, just like that, came out. Now I'll remove the tool and look what's in. The pin is in my front pivot pin. So then you just work it, push it all the way through. Front pivot pin installed. Couldn't be any more easier. I'm going to install the mag release. I'm going to run the GunTech USA extended mag release. So I have my kit, spring, the mag catch. So open it up. Try not to lose anything. More screws. So first thing I'm going to do, put the mag catch through. So the mag catch is through. Slide my spring on. And I got to screw this on first. This is what your normal mag button would look like. This is your extended, goes over top of that mag button. So you got to depress it. Push it through and let your mag catch come out the other side. So it's out the other side. Then I'll just start screwing it on. Once I get it threaded, it'll get easier. Sometimes it's not so easy, especially when the spring's under tension. All right, I felt it catch. So now I'm going to tighten it up. Now I'm hitting parts of the rifle, parts of the lower. It's not tight yet, but it's installed. Now I'm going to push this out a little bit using whatever I have handy. So I'll push this through. And once I push this out the other side, you know what? Let me use a screwdriver. Stand by. So I'm going to push it out with a screwdriver, just because it's a bigger surface. So as I push through with a screwdriver, now I can spin this and tighten it exactly where I need it to be tightened. Go one more turn with it. Don't want to come in loose in the field. There you go, one more full turn. All right, that's good. Now we're installed there. Now, take my Allen key and my screws, extended paddle, and I'm going to set it over top, line the holes up, and screw it down. Run the first one in, just make it snug. Once I get the second one snug, then I'll go ahead and tighten them up. That way I can tighten them up evenly. I don't want one tighter than the other. I don't want anything cross-threaded, and I don't want anything lopsided. Alright, paddles on. Give this one a snug. And the bottom one snug. Alright, it's not going anywhere. There's your mag catch. There's your extended mag release. Seems to function. Alright, the last step, the bolt catch. I saved that for last because I really don't like installing them. They're not easy, they're not fun. I'm going to install the extended bolt catch from Strike Industries. It's just a much larger paddle than your standard one. So, again, you're going to have another detent, spring, and your switch. That stuff's easy. The hard part is driving the roll pin in. So, you got your hole. What you're going to do is you take the spring, drop your spring in the hole. Spring's down in the hole. I lied, I missed. Drop your spring in the hole. Now the spring's in the hole. Fat end, little end, that you can drop in. Now you slide your catch across. That's what's going to look like installed. You're going to drive that roll pin in these two arms right here. It's not fun because you're driving past everything else on the lower. So what I do, leave everything out, get the roll pin started on that front arm first. Just get it set. Otherwise you're trying to hold everything in place and there's really no need for it. So I'm going to use my vise block. Insert that. There you go, look, it catch works and the release works. So put my vise block in. I'll set it in my vise and I'm going to start my pivot pin. I'm sorry, not pivot pin. I'm going to start my roll pin. Okay, as you can see, roll pin is started. Now I use my roll pin, starter punch. Drop the roll pin inside, start hammering. Roll pin fits right inside of it. Get it started. That also comes with the Real Avid Armor's kit. Now this one has a slight bend to it. This is the punch I'm going to use to drive that pin home. And the bend is so that you can line up and it rides flat with your lower. That way you're not hitting on any angles. You can go straight in and it's cut so that it goes smoothly around and slides right along your lower. So now I'll put my spring in the hole. I'll put the spring in and the pin. So the spring and the pin are in the hole. Now slide the paddle. Slide the paddle in. And I'll hold the paddle closed. Use my punch and my hammer and drive it home. Bolt catch is installed. So there's your oversized bolt catch. Functions. It's tight. It wasn't fun getting that roll pin in, but I got it. So now you got your front pivot pin, your rear takedown pin, buffer tube, buffer spring and buffer retainer, all installed. Trigger, ambidextrous selector switch, trigger guard, grip, all installed. Now, get this out of my way. Now I'll take my pistol brace, put it back on, pull out the bottom. Now it's on. I like it on the first click back. Now, there's your complete lower. Piece of cake. So for anyone wondering, my upper, 300 blackout, drop it on, close my pins, and I'm set. Ready to rock. Pop my pins. Back to your completed lower. Thanks for watching. Any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see. Stay frosty and send it.